This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Athletics.
Leaping at the wall, it's gone! A towering drive into center field by Rooker.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
A judging blast. All rise. Here comes the judge.
Swung on, hit high, hit deep to right, away back into the second deck.
Bobby Witt Jr. becomes the first shortstop in Major League history to have two 30-30 seasons.
Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe, from humidors to walk-off dingers to Hall of Fame talk. We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Ballpark in West Sacramento. We got an outstanding show for you today. We'll have Hot Take Tuesday. Johnny Doskow and Cody Elias will be here, Commander Cody, as we'll have some stupid takes about baseball that hopefully come true. Scott Emerson, the pitching doctor, will be here. A lot to break down, as pitching has been fantastic. But the most important guest is right here to my left right now. And if you're listening on 650 KSTE in Sacramento or anywhere on the A's Radio Network or A's Cast, Tyler Soderstrom is here with us now. And, of course, you can see him on Twitter and on YouTube. How are you?
I'm great, man. Just, grinding away. We're just playing good baseball right now, so it's been fun. And, just looking to keep it going.
Is it hard to believe there's only 41 games left?
I'm not sure. I mean, it still feels like we have a little bit to go, but
yeah.
40 games sounds like a decent amount still. I mean, it's not like we're in September yet, so we're still grinding away here, but it's been good.
All right, you're on a streak right now. It was so interesting to see you get that pinch hit. Baltimore, you walked, so you kept it going. How's it feel, this 11-game hitting streak right now?
Yeah, it's been good. I've been having good at-bats. That's all you can really do up there. So I'm just trying to, just trust my process at the plate. I've been getting into good positions to hit, and it's been going good. So,
when I think about you as a hitter, what's so impressive is the power. We've seen so many of the home runs since you've come up either to center field, to left center. You've really hit some doubles down the left field line. Talk about your approach. It's just not all pull.
Yeah, my approach, as I continue in my big league career, I feel like I've kind of really honed in on a pretty good approach this year, just kind of staying true to left field. I like to kind of keep my sights to center, but I've been able to, use the left side of the field really well over the last couple of months and all year. So it's been good. Using the left side of the field always helps you, just stay on the off speed. And I feel like when I'm doing that, I can hit the hanging stuff out to right and, hit the hard stuff to left. So that's kind of the plan right now.
We always talk about adjustments, right? And adjustments like you come in, you got to adjust to the league, then the league adjusts to you, and this is the battle you'll have for the rest of your career. Can you tell by the way people pitch you from series to series if there's a scouting report out there or there's certain adjustments that they see that they're trying to get you out a certain way?
Yeah, there's always small patterns. I kind of feel like it's a copycat league. If you struggle one way in a series, you usually kind of the next series find that the team's kind of attacking you the same way. So definitely have noticed that. But yeah, I mean, it's a constant battle, like you said, just the back and forth. They're going to always adjust to you. When you start getting on to what they're doing to you, they're going to change, and you got to make the adjustment.
And that's the process of growing up in the game when you're not really a rookie anymore, is when you now start to figure that out. Because when you first come up, it's just every bat is a new day and a new thing. Talk about that, how like all of a sudden you're starting to learn how to do this.
Yeah, when you first come up, they're not going to give in. I just kind of compare the minor leagues to the big leagues. It's just all the same in the minor leagues. And, the big leagues are just a different animal. They're all here for a reason. They're really good out there. So, they're not going to give in to you. You got to learn that, you got to take a walk every once in a while and, just kind of trust your process, and you got to stay in the zone.
You're just 23 years old. So you think about your career and coming out as a first-round pick and going through the minor leagues. There hasn't been a lot of struggle for you in your career until you got up here. How did you learn mentally to deal with that for the first time? Because it's not something you've dealt with a whole lot in your life.
Yeah, it's tough, especially, being on the biggest stage at such a young age and going through failure. It wasn't easy for me. You work your whole life to get here, and then you kind of get hit in the mouth and you don't really know what's going on. kind of, you're not comfortable in the box, you're not really comfortable anywhere. So it's just tough to deal with. But, I think the biggest advice I could give to someone, you just gotta wear it and you gotta go through it. It's not going to stay bad forever. So you're going to come out of it at some point. That's kind of what I learned.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, even though your dad played in the big leagues, I mean, no matter who you talk about, you're the guy that's got to wear it. You're the guy that's got to keep getting in there in the box.
Yep.
It's the mental part that I think a lot of people don't think about, because we with all professional sports, we think everything's so physical. It's the mental part that you really have to grow in this game.
Yeah, 100%. That's the most challenging thing. I still deal with it, It's not fun getting out a lot. We get out a lot. So just continue to learn how to manage that and, just be the best team that I can be. And, just kind of, there's always different avenues of when you can impact the game on defense too. So, I've been feeling comfortable out and left too. So that's been fun. Yeah,
you've made some really good plays lately. Before we get into defense, because I think your defense has drastically improved, when you start thinking about a collective group coming together and growing together, and then you got some veteran guys in here, especially like a guy like Brent Rooker, and we talked to Shea Langoliers, and I asked him, I said, isn't it interesting how the questions you used to ask, people are now asking you? So what is it like growing with this core, growing with this group, and what are you learning from your fellow teammates?
Yeah, I think the core, as you guys say, as we've kind of added some pieces here as of late, like Kurtz and, Muncie coming up and doing his thing. So, we're kind of just continuing to grow as a group, and, we kind of feed off each other. We're all still young and we're all still learning. So, I think we just kind of learn from each other just based on what happens on the field or during the game. Just kind of learn. Each of us are going through our own individual battles each night. So just kind of picking pieces from that and just kind of keep going.
Do you get the sense that something special is brewing right now here?
Yeah, of course. You see the talent that we have in the lineup. We're pretty dangerous. We're top 10 offense in the league. So it's cool to see. I think we're just trying to, stay focused right now and continue to just do the best we can and just finish the year strong.
You think about some great offensive teams that we've had here, but you guys are doing stuff that we haven't seen since 1988, 1989, and both those were World Series years. And, of course, 1989, the last time the team won a World Series championship. Let's go over to defense. I thought it was big of you so early in your career to go, hey, wherever you need me, let's rock. And what you've done in left field, how comfortable do you feel out there now? Because now you've had a lot of games out there to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, the comfortability is there for sure. There's still things that I didn't get to learn in the minor leagues that I kind of got to learn. There's been some tough scenarios that it's just going to happen, not playing the position before. So some of those moments have happened, but, it's fine. That was part of it, what Coach told me. I'm going to learn out there at some time. So, but overall, just the natural baseball part of it, it's been fine.
Yeah, because you came up a catcher. Yeah. Now you're out in left field.
Yep.
Do you ever miss being in the infield?
I don't know. I kind of like it out there. Yeah. It's been fun. So I've enjoyed my time in left for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely showing. What do you think's been the biggest challenge for you out in left field?
I just think like I said, the things you can't learn until it happens in the game, just those small things. We can go to the Cleveland play, or I'm forgetting the outs, or just learning how to manage the warning track, or just stuff like that, little things.
And every left field's different, right? Do you go out before every single series and check the corners and the bounces? And
yeah, you're watching BP, kind of how the ball comes off the wall in the corner. But yeah, overall, it's been good. I feel like it's just kind of reactionary out there, just going to catch the ball like any other game. So it's been fun.
Well, I appreciate the time. We love having you on, and tell everybody this is still. It's hard to believe. Maybe not for you because you're living it. You're living the dream right now. Just got engaged, right, this past off season. You're having your first full year. Everything's great, but still, this is still just going to be your first full year. It's hard to think that, and what a first full year has been so far. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a fun year for sure.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Go get him today. Tyler Soderstrom right here on A's Cast Live. You're good to go, my man. You are good to go. Tyler is what he's been able to do so far this year is something very, very special, and we'll look forward to it. We may see after the game on NBC. Always having the great guests after the game. And, You know, you talk about guys that have been hot. I mean, Shea Langoliers, absolutely red hot. Shea Langoliers hitting .404 with a 1,298 OPS since the All-Star break. How about, Shea Langoliers since the All-Star break has just been crazy. I mean, what he's been doing. Nick Kurtz still has his 25-game on-base streak. A lot of fun. And to watch Shea and to watch Tyler Soderstrom with an 11-game hitting streak as that continues. Really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Are you put that chair there for Johnny? Is that what this is?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure the talent, Johnny's kind of a diva. So I wanted to make sure Johnny was able to.
When are we doing that, by the way?
I told him 5:15.
Oh, wow.
We got 5 minutes. John, we can make Johnny wait. He already told me, he goes, "Oh, bro, I already got my pregame. So I did 9 minutes with Perkins, bro. I'm good, bro."
I wanted to bring something up today. I took some notes on the old hotel stationery. I thought this was pretty incredible. Ron Darling said today, and you might call me an old college hack, and you would be correct. But Ron Darling also played college baseball. Ron Darling also is a World Series champion, played for the Athletics, but people remember Ron Darling for his greatness with the Mets, and then now as a broadcaster for the Mets. He brought this up today about what would it be like if you took a great college coach and brought him to the big leagues and ran a team more like a college team. I went, that's interesting. The Milwaukee Brewers started this season 25-28. At the end of May, 25-28, they had 2 players' meetings. There's questions whether the manager, Pat Murphy, had lost the team. Since those meetings, they've gone 49-16. 49-16. A run differential of 138. They're on a current 10-game winning streak. They've already had a winning streak of 11 games this year and another one of 8 games this year.
You are smoking hot.
What does that have to do, Steve Sachs? What does that?
The Brewers are smoking hot.
Oh, I just didn't know how. Trying to figure this thing out right now. Everybody's trying to figure it out, right? Like, what's the secret sauce? Oh, the Brewers are super smart. Well, they have a manager who's actually acting like a head coach. He's not babying these guys. He's pulled guys if they haven't done things the right way. If you haven't played defense, and what Pat Murphy says, hey, if you go 0 for 20, that's not the big deal. It's if you go out and you don't play defense, you don't take good at-bats, you don't throw to the right bases, you don't run to the right, you don't do things correctly on the base pass. You know what you're going to do? You're going to sit. And that every single day, these Milwaukee Brewers, I can go over all those numbers again. These Milwaukee Brewers, they know that their manager is not going to put them out there unless they earn the right to be there. And it is making a difference. It is interesting. We talk so much about how the managers now have to coddle the players. I'll say it. We talk so much about how the manager's got to kiss everybody's ass because we're so scared of the players. Johnny Doskow will come here. Johnny's got to be nice to all the players. You know who's not nice to all the players? Pat Murphy isn't. Pat Murphy has told all 26 guys, not one of you is going to play unless you earn the right to play and you play the right way. You know who plays the modern day game of baseball? The Yankees do. Let's just hit home runs and roll our gloves out. And you know what? They stink. Pat Murphy's requiring everybody to play hard every day or you will not play. Pat Murphy is running a team the way it should be run. I don't know how anyone could disagree with this.
As you know, I'm a Brewers.
This is not
supporter.
about you.
But no, you're right. What he's doing is everything. He bench.
There's accountability.
Who did he bench? He benched Ortiz. Joey Ortiz earlier this year was a Sal Frelick. He benched earlier. He benched some of the better players on the team.
He has accountability.
That's what you want from him. I like seeing it from him.
And you know what? What do we all know as professionals? We want someone to hold us to a standard, right?
Correct.
Once the players feel like they can do whatever they want, things go off the rails. Great teams. I don't care. I don't care if it's in baseball. I don't care if it's in football. I don't care if it's in hockey or it's in. You want structure. Steve Kerr brought the right structure to the Golden State Warriors. That's why they started winning. You think of the great, if we stay in Bay Area, Northern California history, you think about Bill Walsh, the structure that he brought, not only on the field, off the field, everything to the 49ers. Bill Walsh brought a structure of how to run an organization. That's why they were so successful. You think about what Bruce Bochy, think about what Dick Williams did. I know this is well before our times, but what Dick Williams did in the 70s for the A's or Bruce Bochy for the Giants, the right structure, the right leadership. And Pat Murphy, there's 29 other teams, and we're one of them. Everybody should be watching what Pat Murphy's doing right now because he's got a little old school, he's got a little college, but man, his players love the fact that he holds them to this standard.
That's good stuff, Towny.
Thank you, Ken Korak. Coach Johnny, are you not coming out here?
He's hot. He's hot on Pat Murphy.
Going on a rant right now, and you're. My name's in there. Put your name on it. Put your name on it. I want some accountability and some toughness. I want to hear about backgammon and ping pong. I want to hear about getting after players.
I like backgammon.
Yeah. By the way, we got to find a game you get Dallas at.
Well, no, I get him in gammon. It's just, bro, it's not going to end until September. I'm fine. September 27th it ends. I will be up by the time, and that's not my hot take. I will be up by the time September 27th ends. I will be up on him. I will win the gammon. I will win the championship.
Do we have, is there anything on it? Like a dinner or anything on it?
Yeah, I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's close.
It's very close. 89, 81.
And by the way, I love that you guys, because backgammon's old school. I haven't played. I couldn't even tell you the last time I played.
Old school. You know, this big backgammon guy is Katsi. Katsi and his wife play all the time. It's a great game.
It's a great game. I don't even remember how to play. When's the last time you played backgammon?
Never played it.
Oh, this
You've
guy.
never played backgammon?
No.
No.
I only know how to play several games like that, like blackjack and poker.
Love blackjack.
So you're saying if it doesn't have a controller and it's not on the screen, you don't know how to play.
These video games, kids.
Yeah.
And I play board games. I just don't know how to play card games.
That's not a card game.
I don't know what backgammon is.
I'm telling you, it is no picnic.
My family, my parents weren't big adventurous people in playing games, so I never learned what it was.
We'll teach you.
Okay, good.
We'll teach you.
All righty. 30 and 11. Did you hear the postgame show last night?
No, talk to me.
So our buddy Booney from Locked On A's, the podcast,
Yeah.
called up on the way home, and he said, Towny, I think we can get to 500. We're going to go 30 and 11.
30 and 11.
So my dauber was down after yesterday's game. I got to admit, I started out the show, wasn't happy about it, but he got me fired up, and we started playing the Jim Mora playoffs, and why not us?
I love it.
30 and 11. What do you say?
Yeah, I love it. Well, what right now, 53 and 68, you'd have to go 28 in what? How many games left? You have to go 28 and 13 to get 81 and 81.
So his math was wrong.
His math was wrong.
All right, so 28 and 13. Can we do it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you win 2 out of every 3, you're 28 and 14. You got to win every series. You're going to sweep some. It's not likely, but you never know.
I'm in.
I'm in too. You never know.
We're in the playoff hunt then.
I interviewed Jack Perkins yesterday, and he was talking about, he's like, why not us? He said, this is what you said. Why not us?
Why not?
That was a big thing. What was that a couple years ago when we started like 10 and 9? It was 2023. We started 10 and 9. I remember after the Philly series, I remember hearing him go, "Why not us? Why can't we go to the make a run to the playoffs?" And then we ended up losing 112 games that year.
I've sold this for many years. I like it. All right, Hot Take Tuesday.
Oh, we adjusted the open.
I can't wait.
There's some new stuff in there.
Yeah, I got it.
All right,
Hey, Ray.
Go ahead.
I have been looking forward to this all day.
Every once in a while, you hear a really good sports hot take.
Mark this and remember what I told you. The Yankees will not win the World Series.
Not only will Brent Rooker be an all-star, Brent Rooker will be in the home run derby this year.
I believe the A's will have a 15-run game. They need a laugher.
Then you hear some really bad hot takes.
I'm calling it now. There will be a collapse in Milwaukee, and the Chicago Cubs will catch them.
Aaron Judge will not record a hit this weekend against the A's.
I think that the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to the NLCS this year.
Wow.
Well, on A's Cast Live, all takes are hot takes. It's time for Hot Takes
That didn't age
Tuesday
well.
with Chris Townsend, only on A's Cast Live.
I do want to remind you guys of a hot take. And it's starting to, because people forget what we do at the start of the season. If you remember, I was a little angry about the Dodgers and everybody already crowning them.
What's his name? The old Stanford
Crown them, the Bears.
Yeah, Dennis Green.
Dennis Green. Denny Green.
Yep.
I went Denny Green. I wasn't ready to crown him yet.
No.
Remember, I said the Dodgers wouldn't win the West. That was
right.
an early hot take. You guys
It
all thought I
was.
was crazy.
We were.
How are we feeling right now?
You got a shot. I know you're from the South. You thought it was San Diego, the team that you.
No, I have the field. I had Padres
yeah.
because remember the Giants were
That's
hot.
right. You had the field. That's
Diamondbacks
right.
were over 500. You know, everybody except the Rockies was over 500 at the time.
That's right.
I'm like, I'm taking the field. Dodgers go down. Well, all of a sudden,
it's one, right?
Stop
One
eating
game,
your
yeah.
Farmer John
Wow,
dogs.
it's one. Oh my goodness.
Hey, bud, how your Giants doing, huh? Oh, they're only 59-60 now.
How
they're
your
struggling.
Gigantes?
Struggling.
I thought Rafi Devers was going to change the culture there. He did in a negative way.
I'm not a Giants guy. Why are you looking at me, man? I know you were. That was a great call on your part. That Devers thing.
Red Sox are playing well.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Well, I mean, he was just blowing up Pat Murphy and the Brewers and how well they're doing.
Yeah.
Do you want the numbers? Just look at these. So you can even have this for your broadcast
25 29.
They're 25 and 28.
Ooh.
End of May. 2 players meetings. Manager supposedly had lost the clubhouse. Since then, they're 49 and 16 with a plus 138 run differential. Win streaks of 11 in a row, 8 in a row, and now 10 in a row.
Oh, wow.
Pat Murphy. And the best thing I heard today was saying that, it took you got a guy who was like an old school college baseball coach having that kind of approach with professionals. Would it work? That was Ron Darling saying that.
Yeah.
From Yale, the great Ron Darling.
Yeah.
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program, Ron Darling saying that. And Pat Murphy, I mean, I don't know what they'll be, but I'll tell you what, there's something about these guys. There's that accountability. And Pat Murphy has said, and it was funny, they replayed a clip of him on with MLB Now where he just said, hey, these guys know every day when they show up and they look at the lineup, you've got to earn your right to be in that lineup every day. No one's just getting put in because of your contract, because of what you do and who you are. You've got to earn your right to play. That means something.
Yeah, for sure.
But go ahead.
So the Brewers, they've been great. Last time they're in NLCS, 2018, it's been a great run. For the 6th straight season, the Milwaukee Brewers will not reach the NLCS. They will not make it through the division series. That's my hot take. So I'm saying the best record in baseball will not make it out of essentially the first round for them because they won't be in the wild card series.
You know what? Yeah. Look, a lot of people are saying they don't have the starting pitching depth to do it, right? You got to have the big 3. I mean, their starting pitching is pretty good right now.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday about the analytics and how the new darlings and stuff. I mean, their stuff works in the regular season, but it doesn't work in the postseason.
Yeah. So you're saying they're not going to win a playoff series?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not true.
Hey. Is that going to be bad for baseball?
That what?
Well, because we had this conversation yesterday that, we had Moneyball, which was the Athletics. We've had the Rays, now the Brewers, this analytic. We're smarter than everybody else. We do more with less. We don't spend a lot of money, but nobody ever wins. If the Brewers go out and flame out in the postseason, is that good for baseball?
Yeah, I don't know, bad or good for baseball. I think that
we kind of do need one of these. We're smarter than everybody else. We don't need as much money. We need one of these guys to win.
And maybe this is the year. I mean, 74 and 44, that's no joke.
Like because it's kind of like the Moneyball team. We won 20 in a row. And all of a sudden you go to the postseason. And so one of these lower payroll, super smart teams needs to break through.
And maybe it's the Brewers. We'll see. But his hot take is they won't.
His hot take is he just destroyed my dream.
He did.
And I'm a Brewers sympathizer on this program.
Well, I mean, you basically just went, if you're not a big market club, you got no chance.
That's what he likes, the big market clubs winning it all.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I picked the Astros to not win the AL West again.
You're a funny guy.
Debbie Downer over here. What do you got, Johnny?
Well, it's kind of it's Korak and I talking about this, and this is something that's going to happen tonight.
20 runs
that has not happened this year. Gio Urshela is going to hit his first big league home run this year. First home run of the year tonight.
That will be the hottest take.
Yes.
Okay, buddy.
Gio Urshela will finally get on the board.
Yep.
Okay.
Home run tonight.
If you get that, I'll put that clip out on Twitter. It's like we did last week with you in the 15 runs.
Yep.
Oh, yes. That was great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Chris Carey was strong, too, with the JJ.
Oh,
Bleday.
yeah. He was 2 hits away.
Didn't get enough starts. Yeah, that was great. You called it on that day. Well, you called it, and it happened on the day that you did it.
I
was proud of
that.
I'm glad you brought that. I totally forgot
And
about
he said
that.
they'd win like 15-4 or whatever. It was close. I mean, it ended up being
And
a
I'm
closer
texting him
game,
during
but-
the game going, dude, you're getting close.
You got a shot. You got a shot.
This is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm at
got a shot.
NBC going, this is great. No one understands why I'm so happy.
Oh,
I'm like, he's going to do it.
Nothing like Hot Take Tuesday. Nothing.
I'm going to be real quick.
What do you got?
I was the same way.
I'm so tired. Like I said, I've already taken the Dodgers down. Now I'm tired of Ohtani. I'm tired of the gambler. I'm tired of you guys just sit. He's not better than Babe Ruth. Let's not forget, Babe Ruth pitched over 1,200 innings, pitched his team to a couple World Series, the Boston Red Sox. I'm over it. He's not winning the MVP this year. Bank it. Schwarber is going to be the MVP.
Wow, okay.
The Phillies are going to go deeper. That's my hot take. Is not the Phillies because they will go deeper than the Dodgers this year. But Kyle Schwarber will be your National League MVP.
Wow, that is a
I'm
hot
writing
take.
this down.
Huh?
I'm writing it down. I write down our.
Schwarber will be the National League MVP, and he's a free agent.
And he's a free agent.
Wow.
He'll get paid. That's why they call it Hot Take Tuesday. That's why they do it.
So Ohtani is by far the favorite right now.
Yeah.
But I take favorites down.
Yes.
I take him down. Take him down to the studs.
Well, Ohtani's in trouble again. It looks like maybe too, but we don't need to get into that right now.
Really, what is it?
Something about his.
We'll
talk about it off the air.
Off the air.
Quickly, I'm just going to say this. I know somebody down in Newport Beach played in a golf tournament with the bookie who's in trouble with the FBI and the feds and everybody, Ohtani's bookie. And if you believe that Ohtani had no clue that he was losing all this money, you're out of your mind. There was always more to this story. They swept it under the rug. I don't know why they're protecting him, but there was always more to this story. If we think there was that millions of dollars, Ohtani just never checks his bank account and his parents, like he was walking around like some rube. You're kidding yourself.
Hot Take Tuesday. I love it.
I want an investigation on the gambler, Shohei Ohtani. All right. Hot take was yours is Gio goes
first home run.
Good luck.
Brewers are done after wanting to make it through the first round.
Schwarber will be your National League MVP.
Yep. Gio's going deep.
All right. We appreciate everybody for taking part. Michael, did you get your hot take in? What was yours? His Marlins will have a better record than the Yankees and the Mets. The Fish.
Hot Take Tuesday.
Scott Emerson next.
Yeah.
The great Dr. Emo next, right here on A's Cast Live.
Here's the pitch, and it's a hit. Folsom Lake Ford has stepped up again, winning the Triple Crown Award, Ford Motor Company's highest honor. Now 7 years in a row, Folsom Lake Ford is a top sales leader in the U.S., along with being top in customer satisfaction, in sales, service, and finance. Now that's a home run. Don't miss the huge savings on your favorite models at your truck headquarters. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall.
Shea Langoliers joined Chris Townsend on A's Cast Live in West Sacramento to talk about stepping up and becoming a leader for the A's.
Maybe towards the end of last year, the end of 2024.
Yeah, it's something that just kind of happens. Like all of a sudden, guys start asking you stuff. You used to ask those questions. Now those questions are being asked to you, and it's kind of something that just gradually happens, and all of a sudden you're kind of a guy people look up to, and I really noticed that. And you know, we understand when we have players in this situation, and like where you are right now, and the younger guys come up and they start bringing up your name, I start realizing, okay, we're starting to see that transition. Tell us what that's like. It's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. Like you said, it's the questions I was asking when I first came up, and the questions that I'm getting from the younger guys now. And I'm not one to claim to know all the answers and have all the answers. Just be as honest as I can with them, what my experiences were, what I went through, what I thought helped me. And like I said before, everybody's different. Everybody's going to have, a different answer to what their question is. And I just, go off my experience and what I felt made me better, and then they adjust with that.
You can watch the full interview at youtube.com/athletics or listen at athletics.com/A'sCast.
The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
A's 2025 first-round pick Jamie Arnold talked about the feeling of getting drafted during his sit-down of Towny on A's Cast Live.
Yeah, that's kind of when it all set in for me, because obviously leading up to the draft, you don't know where you're going to go. So, once I got the call and I knew I was going to be an A, like, it kind of all set in for me, and it felt real. And, thinking about this team, it's such a young team, and, we're moving to Vegas. So I was super excited, and, I'm super happy to be here.
You can watch the full interview at youtube.com/athletics or listen at athletics.com/A'sCast.
A's Cast Live continues from West Sacramento. Here's Chris Townsend.
Okay. I don't know if you guys haven't heard. I haven't heard. What is this Shohei Ohtani facing a lawsuit?
So this came out yesterday. This is from an article in the AP. A Hawaii real estate investor and broker are suing Shohei Ohtani, claiming the Los Angeles Dodgers star and his agent got them fired from a $240 million luxury housing development on the Big Island's coveted Hapuna Coast that brought them into endorse.
I was just there for the All-Star break, yes. Hapuna Beach.
So that's what, according to the lawsuit filed in Hawaii Circuit Court on Friday, Ohtani's agent, Nez, I forgot how to say his last name, Baleo, Nez Baleo, increasingly demanded concessions from developer Kevin Hayes and another real estate broker for demanding their business partner drop them from the deal.
They're saying Shohei Ohtani knew about this?
They're saying that they're suing, apparently him and his agent got this person or company fired, and then they're suing for $240 million. Or they're suing, but it was a $240 million luxury housing development on the Big Island. I don't know how much they're being sued for, but that's what they're being sued.
Yeah.
So that's what that is.
Well, my now suing somebody, I mean, anybody can sue anybody, right? I've been sued. So it's not. So anybody can sue anybody. The question is, how much did Shohei Ohtani know about it? I don't care about this lawsuit on the Big Island. I could care less. What I do want to know is, in this lawsuit, how much are they saying Shohei Ohtani is a part of it? Now, if it was Ohtani's money with his agent and Ohtani, because everybody acts like Shohei Ohtani knows nothing about anything, that he just shows up, I just play baseball. Now, obviously, that is a horrible impression of Shohei Ohtani, but I just play baseball. I just show up, I hit, I pitch, I go home, and I work out, and then I come. I mean, we didn't know he had a girlfriend. Next, he's married. We didn't know. Then he had this dog out of nowhere. We know nothing about this guy, right? And all of a sudden, his interpreter is gambling millions of dollars.
Not just millions, like, what was it, 15,
millions
16?
of dollars, and money's coming out of his account, and no, he has nothing to do with it. He doesn't know, because all he does is play baseball. It's like the other day.
You know you, and I know you know that I know you.
Play that again, Vince.
I know you. You know you, and I know you know that I know you.
Dodgeball, it's the best, right? And you know how I love Ginny and Dallas. They're great. The other day, though, they fell into this trap that we're like the only sport that still tries to act like we're in the 50s. Like, as a rookie shows up and, you don't even know where to go and eat, and you don't even know Dallas was, you're a rookie, and you don't even know what to wear. These rookies are multimillionaires now. These kids are getting drafted and they get millions. They're driving up in Lamborghinis, and you think I don't even know where to go to eat. What do I wear to eat? I mean, we act like we're picking guys off the farm in the 50s and they're coming out of the Great Depression. It's the big leagues. I mean, it's like
they're not rude.
We had a broadcaster, I love him to death. He used to, it's the big leagues. Like, we act like these young guys are coming up from the minor leagues and they've never seen like real food and real, oh my God, how do I live?
You're essentially describing Rube Baker from Major League 2, the catcher.
Seriously.
Go back to the farm.
These guys are multimillionaires before they ever get here. They make more money than you'll ever make in your lifetime, and we're acting like they're the dumbest people on earth.
I never heard of half of these guys.
You think Shohei Ohtani really did not? That's what I want to know. I want to prove the whole gambling thing, this lawsuit, how much was he involved? Because we've act like Shohei Ohtani he's got nothing in life, but he shows up to the ballpark. He plays baseball. He goes home, and the whole time he's at home, he just thinks about being at the ballpark. He doesn't even know how to get into his own bank accounts. I mean, we act like he's the dumbest guy and the most immature human being on earth, and I'm not buying it. If we're talking about betting, I would bet he knew all about it. I would almost bet he does bet.
Hot take.
Are you kidding me? The amount of money that was going down. I've heard a person that I know personally has played golf with this bookie. If you think Shohei Ohtani didn't know, you're an idiot if you think that. Yeah, that's a hot take. 833-625-2278. Go ahead, rip this, put it on, let every little Dodger thing. If you think Shohei Ohtani is such a rube, he knows nothing that goes on around with his life, you're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself.
We have to get the emo.
The pitching doctor, Scott Emerson, joined me earlier today on the set here at the ballpark in West Sacramento. Time now for the pitching doctor right here on A's Cast Live. Scott Emerson, Emo, your pitchers, and we went through the whole thing yesterday from starters to relievers. We had it on this show. We had it on NBC. Things have been going really well for your staff. You have to be pretty happy with the way guys are progressing.
Yeah, I've been real happy since after the All-Star break. I think we've attacked the strike zone. We've thrown more strikes. We've been doing a better job with 2 outs, putting guys away. We've been doing a better job of putting the inning away with 2 outs. So it's a lot more fun when you go out there. You can execute pitches. You can move your baseball around. And, you know, the guys come to work every day, work real hard, but it's fun to actually see it being done on the field.
You know, you talk about throwing strikes, and it seems so simplistic to the fans. Tell fans how you guys look at this game, and you have all of this data about what happens with hitters and pitchers when you're in hitters counts versus pitchers count. So a hitter's count is going to be 0-1. It's going to be 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, 3-0. Compared to a pitcher's count when you get a guy 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. You have that data. Talk about that to the fans, because when you say, throw strikes, obviously, but when you do throw strikes, boy, it's a huge difference.
Yeah, if you look at first pitch strikes is roughly 62, 63%. When I first started coaching in the big leagues, it was 58%. So we've gone up a few percentage points, right? Of 100 first pitches, only 8 first pitches are put in play. And of those 8, the batting average is roughly 339, 340. But if you throw a first pitch strike, right, only 3% of the or 3 times out of that 100, maybe 4, a ball's actually going to be put in play. So that's why it's important to throw first pitch strikes. And then winning the 1-1 count. The best 2-strike count is 3-2, and it's just roughly around 220. The other 2 strike counts are below 200. So not only do we want our guys to throw first pitch strikes, we want them to throw strike 1, strike 2. And if they don't throw strike 1, strike 2, we want them to throw the first 2 out of 3 first strike. That puts them in account leverage. That gives them the advantage.
I have never asked you this, and I just thought of it as you were talking. We are the Moneyball team. It was based on walk as much as you can. David Force to Billy Bean, they want walks. They want patience. They want get to the bullpens, which has changed now because a lot of teams want to get to their bullpens. But it's a bit. What has it been like for you as the pitching coach, being in an organization that preaches patience, preaches walks, and you've got to sit there and you're like, I want you to do that because I want to pound the strike zone. I want to get you down 0-1, 0-2, 1-2 as fast as I can.
Well, you start looking at it from the opposite perspective, right? If you want your hitters to have 10% walks, you want your pitching staff to have less than 10% walks per hitter that they're facing. So you want to be the aggressor going into the strike zone. You want to throw more strikes. You want to force the issue. You want to get balls in play, but not only balls in play, you want soft contact. That's why you want to have good dominant stuff. You don't have to have an electric fastball to have good dominant stuff, but you're attacking the strike zone. You're trying to get some swing and miss inside the strike zone. But what comes with that is soft contact. So when people say everybody's always talking about swing and miss, well, yes, we want swing and miss, but we want to be able to attack the strike zone and get 2 out of 3 strikes that we talked about, using the count to our advantage, getting ahead 0-1, getting ahead 0-2, and at least getting into a 1-2 count, that we have the advantage. And the more we're attacking the strike zone, the better we're going to be. So, and then when you look at the walks, the guys with less than 10% walks, you get deeper in the counts. You don't have to throw the ball over the heart of the plate. The guys that got, 14, 15% walks, those are the guys that are really good late in the count and force you to throw it more middle. And when they see it middle, they gain the advantage.
All right, let's go into the hitters counts. Now, we know these guys, when they see the green light special, right? 3-1, 3-0, they're coming out of their shoes. They're trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And we'll see guys on TV and they throw a breaking ball. People are like, why are you throwing a breaking ball when it's 3-1? Talk about in pitchers counts and in hitters counts, not throwing fastballs, how you can have success with that.
Well, you talked about it before we went on air about one of my sayings is we want major league pitchers, not minor league throwers. So the major league pitcher has to be able to go soft away in a fastball count. He has to be able to throw something other than a fastball in a fastball count. 3-1, the guy's looking to turn and burn. Our data will tell us who the guys that can do that are really good and who we got to pitch a little bit backwards to. That's what data's for me. I just look at the data and say, hey, this guy swings 3-1 at fastballs middle in. Why would we give him a fastball middle in? If we're not good enough to throw our fastball down and away, but we're good enough to throw our changeup, we're going to use the changeup. If we're got to throw our sweeper down and away, we're going to throw our sweeper. Now, if you look at some of our guys' strikes percentages, you're hoping that all your big league pitchers throw all their pitches 66% of the time for a strike across all their pitches, meaning they can throw any pitch at any time. The guys that are under 60% just can't do that. So that's what you're striving for when they're in the minor leagues. Can you throw all your pitches at least in the 60s and hopefully in the high 60s? Can you use your fastball? And what happens to some rookies is they get up here and they're forced to use their fastball. If they're not good at using their fastball and they got a breaking ball that they've thrown a lot, but they don't land it, you could be in trouble. So you got to be able to be good. That's what the major leagues is all about. We got to be able to pitch backwards in a fastball situation to power hitters.
You're tied right now for the most home runs given up, and a lot has to do obviously with playing in this ballpark, and it's a big difference going from the Oakland Coliseum to where we are. Mentality-wise, it's got to be a mental thing. How do you talk to your pitchers about, hey, listen, home, road, wherever, we got to keep the ball in the ballpark?
Yeah, it's not the easiest park in the league to pitch in. I can tell you that. You want him to throw strikes. You want him to be the aggressor. You want him to execute pitches. Sometimes, that's the process of learning. Ken Korak told me today, 80% of our rotation right now is rookies. If you look at last August, 80% of our rotation were rookies. So we're learning on the fly at the big league level with 4 guys. And then you got, we talked about Elvis down in that bullpen, a rookie pitcher down there. And we got some other rookie guys in the bullpen or guys with limited experience. They're learning on the fly. So expectations over the next few years are, hey, we can't be giving up the long ball in those situations. You got to know who the hitter is and where your miss is. Am I missing a breaking ball that comes back to the barrel? Am I missing a changeup that comes back to the barrel? Am I trying to throw a fastball away and the ball comes back over the middle of the plate? Am I trying to throw a top rail fastball and the ball drops down the middle? That's one of the toughest pitches in all of baseball to throw, is a fastball that can stay at the top rail without falling middle across. You got to be really good at it. And sometimes the data will say, hey, he's got this type of vert, but he may not have that type of execution.
I'm just going to say this about young guys. I'd rather have young guys with talent who have promise than old guys who are washed up and are expensive. And I know a lot of people like, oh, we got all these young guys. I rather have a lot of young guys who bring it every day, because there's some old rosters who would switch with us, and there's some old teams and they would switch rosters with us in a second. I'll take the young guy who's got a chance versus the old guy who's done.
Well, that's generally called, prospect or suspect. The guy hanging on is hanging on, and the young guy is learning. I always like to say, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. You're never losing if you're out there learning. And sometimes you got to get those old salty veterans to learn as well. They say sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but that's what you got to do sometimes. And you got to force that with some of the veterans and remind them, hey, remember 15 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, how good you were doing this? Let's get back to doing what you do really well. That's one thing that, the data shows up, the technology shows up, and some guys want to make Hall of Fame pitches that they're not Hall of Famers. And so we got to get them to know who they are. Talked to Ken Korak again today about Jack Perkins. Got to know who Jack Perkins is. JT Ginn's got to know who JT Ginn is. And Jacob Lopez has got to know who Jacob Lopez is. And Luis Morales has to know who Luis Morales is. When they go out and they take the field, they can't try to pitch like somebody else. They got to know what their capabilities are and do them.
I need you to come out on the golf course with me, because I try and make Hall of Fame shots that, I don't have Hall of Fame game.
Well, I in golf, I'm not worried about my score anymore because I don't practice. So I'm trying to take one Hall of Fame shot. And if not, I'll drop that other ball out of my pocket and play another shot.
All right. Jacob Lopez, his last 10 starts, 4-2 with a 2.70 ERA. A's are 8-2 in those 10 starts. Tell me why. Why has Jacob Lopez become so successful in your rotation?
Well, I think Jacob offers a lot of things that some other pitchers around the league don't have. Deception, a low arm slot, a guy really far across his body. When he throws strikes, he's tough to hit. He's the left-hander, his arm is behind him. The right-handed hitters just can't pick it up as good. Now the biggest thing for us is to get him to be a good quality strike thrower. Now some days he's effectively wild, right? But, you can't have – that depends on what the other team is doing, the hitters are doing. We need him to pound the strike zone. He can pound the top third of the strike zone with his fastball. He can pound the bottom third with his changeup. He's got a breaking ball that moves across the plate, and he's got a good cut fastball and a changeup that is really taken off over these last 10 starts that he can keep at the bottom third. So his plethora of pitches, his mix has been really good, and I think the hitters just don't know what's coming. He's got that ability to throw something other than his fastball all the time, and he's willing to do it. Yes, some days the walks have showed up. The days he pounds the strike zone, the days he gets strike one, the days he wins the 1-1 counter, the days that he's really, really good. Other days, he's a battler. He's a grinder. He fights out there. He's an ultra competitor. This guy competes. He takes that baseball, goes out there and competes each and every night. That's one thing I ask of all our pitchers. All you can do every night is go out and compete, and so far that's what we've seen every night out of Jake.
All right, it is so interesting that you've got some of these young pitchers that you look at them on the mound and they're ripped up, right? They're lower bodies, they're upper bodies, they're sculpted athletes, and we're scared to death of their pitch count. And then we look at a guy like Jacob Lopez, who's not the sculpted guy, and we go, hey, he can go. You can allow him to go well over 100 pitches. Why is the guy who's not the sculpted bronze, great-looking athlete guy, he can go well over 100, and it's the great athletic guys, we're scared to death of them going 100.
Well, I don't think, the 114, I don't think was an indication of anybody, being able to go 114 or not go 114. He was pitching so good.
But you guys are okay with him going more pitches than some of the other younger guys.
Well, I think, JT Ginn had been in the bullpen for a while, so we're building him 15 pitches at a time. If he doesn't reach that pitch count, say his pitch count was 61 game and he got to 54, we're going to be a little bit conservative around 70, 75. If he gets to 62 that game, we're going to be conservative around 80, 85. So we're just trying to get some of those guys back up to that 100. Jacob's been, throwing around 95, 100 in most of his starts. So the 114 going out there for the eighth He had that 17 pitch at bat. That was a battle. That was a grind.
Yeah,
I was really hoping, like in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm really comfortable at Jacob going 120 to 125 in this game for 9 innings. But that 17 pitch at bat kind of took its toll, and 114 was enough.
Who is the pressure more on in an at bat like that? Hitter or pitcher? Because everybody knows this battle's been going for a while.
Yeah, I always keep trying to tell the pitchers, you're not losing. Don't switch pitches. Just keep throwing that pitch. You're not losing. You're not losing. But every time you keep throwing the same pitch over and over, that hitter's gaining the intel. Obviously, pitchers always have advantages because, you hit 300, you fail 7 out of 10, you're a Hall of Famer. So I think he did a great job in that battle.
Yeah, well, I mean, still, you know what you're throwing. He doesn't know what's coming.
True.
All right, so Jacob Lopez, really good. Let's talk about Jack Perkins. What have you seen?
Oh, Perk, man, he's really good, man. I really like what we've seen out of him. Out of the bullpen. We know what we got out of the bullpen. He did a great job out of that bullpen. Now let's see what he could do as a big league starter. He didn't really throw his changeup much out of that bullpen. He's got an electric changeup. He's got a really good curveball. We haven't seen that either. I think the guy's got an assortment of pitches that are really good. He moves his baseball around. He's an ultra competitor as well. He's a hard worker and a good student. So I think the world of Perk. I think he's end up going to be a really good starter for us.
Yeah, I said to David Forrest, the general manager here yesterday, come February next year, pitchers and catchers, he's in the rotation.
Well, I'd like to think that, he's got an electric arm. He's a 95-plus guy with movement. I mean, the ball moves. He's got a good cutter. He's got a devastating changeup. He's got a good curveball. Him is just about learning how to pitch, learning how to sequence, when to throw it, where to throw it, why to throw it, and what to throw at that certain point in time. And that's the one thing we're trying to get with all these young pitchers is to understand what to throw, when, where, why. And when they can do that, they're going to take their game to a whole nother level.
Springs have been really good. Last night was a struggle. Was a little worried after the game here and that wasn't feeling well, but we're finding out that he was a little under the weather.
Yeah, I think it wasn't his greatest performance of the season, but he went out there, he competed, he gave us everything he had for those 3+ innings. And Springs, he's another guy. He's an ultra competitor. He takes a lot of pride in his craft. In his bullpens, it's a grind for him because he wants to be a perfectionist. And I get that, it's just trying to make sure he understands how good he really is and getting him to be cool, calm, and collected. But he's a guy that, like I said, he takes his craft very serious, as all our guys do. But he's a guy that is fun to watch pitch. He's another guy that, should tell the kids at home that you don't always have to throw 100 miles an hour. You're changing speeds, disrupting timing of hitters, and executing pitches. You can still be a really good, effective major league pitcher.
And no matter what his numbers are in the end, the best thing is this is a full season of him being healthy, taking the ball every 5 days. He's been great statistically, but that was the thing. I mean, he hasn't pitched really a full season in 3 years.
Yeah, just getting him out there, monitoring his kind of his workload. And it's more for the rest, when he gets out there, is he getting full day's rest? Now we got Thursday off. We got Monday off. He's going to be able to get some extra day rest going into the next starts. And then we got a little bit more off days going the rest of the way. So just getting him out there, getting him that full season, making every start the rest of the way will be great for him.
Now that you've really gotten to see Luis Morales, how good can the Cuban be?
Oh, I really like his stuff. He's got an electric arm. He spins the baseball really well. Now we just got to get, the core principles of pitching, dynamic balance, direction, and finish, moving towards that target. The rubber is 24 inches by 17. You got to stay inside that hallway a little bit more. When he stays in a straight line a little bit longer, gets his hand out in front, puts his face in the catcher's mitt, shows him the back of the shoulder. He's driving baseballs through the strike zone. He's really good. We just got to control the energy moving towards the target. The quickest point from one point to another is that straight line. Keep a slightly closed delivery around that straight line.
And yeah, in your first start, in the bullpen, he was fabulous. He gets out there, man, a mile a minute. It's your first career start.
Yeah, he goes out there in the bullpen, and I was watching him, and I'm like, dang, this guy's going to throw a no-hitter. It's really electric stuff. And he did give up no hits. He just had an issue with some walks. But, he's been a strike thrower with his fastball in the minor leagues. We just got to get him to understand how to use his pitches, like I talked about earlier, move the ball around. But it's a beautiful canvas to have. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we were on that day-to-day process with him. He was out a little bit earlier playing some catch today, so that was a good sign.
That is a good sign. You got a lot of guys, too. We haven't talked about, like Brady Basso's going to go down and start throwing again. Ken Waldichuk's been throwing. Just, do you have any update? Luis Medina, do we have any updates on some of the hurt guys?
Well, they just out there. Ken's been in that starting rotation in AAA, and Basso's made 2 appearances down there. Checked in on him yesterday, and right now for the guys that have been on the IL, for me it's just, hey, how's the ball coming out of your hand? We'll worry about your stuff a little bit later. You got to get 7, 8, 9 outings, especially out of Basso, before you know what he's doing. And Ken's coming off, missing all last year with the Tommy John surgery. And Luis Medina's still throwing and getting himself ready to go.
How tough is that for these guys? Because when you're hurt, you feel like you're not really a part of stuff and you're just rehabbing. So how important is that for you to always be checking in and let them know, hey, we still love you, still care. How you doing?
Yeah, you're always trying to have a touch point and just making sure that they know that they're still there. And, Basso was throwing bullpens here. Ken threw his bullpens here. And Medina is throwing his catch play is all done here in Sacramento. And it's a good thing that we keep these guys in-house. Elliot, one of our athletic trainers, is really good at doing the rehab stuff. And, it's kind of fun to watch how strong they've gotten over the course of time.
Let's end on this. Elvis Alvarado had some swagger going on in Baltimore for his first career win. We knew it could be a first career win. It could be a first career save. Ended up being first career win. But you saw a little shimmy out there. You saw a little strutting around. He's got the 100 miles an hour. He's got the movement. He's got the breaking stuff. He's starting to get the confidence. Looks like the light's starting to go on. Could you see a guy who's a future closer here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one thing you didn't say is poise. I thought, every time he takes the mound, he's cool, calm, and collected, and he's got poise. He's got that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's not straight. It moves. And then he's got a developing slider and changeup. It's just, how well can we get him to be moving towards his target, staying in the strike zone, and learning his craft down there, when to be the more aggressor down there and when he's got to pitch a little bit backwards in certain instances, especially when you're closing, because one pitch, one damaged ball could end the game. But I think he's got the mentality for it. I think, putting him in these leverage situations the last month has been good, and I think he stepped up.
Most important thing for a coach is to watch your pupils get better, and your bullpen has gotten a lot better. Your starters are getting better. I know it means a lot to you, and I know it's finishing the way you want it. Hopefully you guys will finish on a really high note. We always appreciate the time. Go get them, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
The pitching doctor, Scott Emerson, right here on A's Cast Live.
Looking to stay up to date on all things A's? Head over to athletics.com/A'sCast. That's athletics.com/A'sCast to listen to A's baseball in full 24/7 coverage of the A's, only on A's Cast. With a single click, you can stream great shows, live pre- and post-game coverage, and of course, all the great action of the A's this season. Head to athletics.com/A'sCast today.
This has been a presentation of The Athletics.